When you become aware of the future opportunities ahead at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Gemini, this is going to be a real game changer for you indeed, because this in itself is going to happen completely unexpectedly. This in itself is going to happen completely out of blue, and you are going to find yourself in an element you haven't been in absolute years, and I can tell you that you are going to absolutely love it. At that moment in time, you will see about yourself something that you didn't see before. You will understand something about yourself that you didn't understand before, and this is all gonna rejuvenate you to the point where you are literally gonna know exactly how much of an impact to your life this is going to make. You will know exactly, even further on top of that, how exactly you are going to transform your life. These future opportunities ahead that you are going to find out about, they are gonna kind of speed things up in your life so much that was like kind of so slow, and so much that was negative, it's about to speed up just by you taking this on, because it's gonna require from you to trust your intuition and to believe how special and how rather unique you, my gorgeous Geminis, are. So this in itself, it's not only going to be about the future opportunities ahead, but I can tell you completely that something mind-blowing is going to manifest in your life in exactly 10 weeks after this moment in time. You will see the progress. You will see exactly what is about to manifest in exactly 10 weeks time after this moment, my gorgeous Gemini, indeed. And it's gonna be brilliant, and then and there already you are gonna be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And it's all about you trusting yourself and believing how much this is actually going to change your life. I like it so much because at the same time I know that you were kind of like thinking in a negative way about some kind of finances. So something that you were worried about your financial situation or about your finances, it's gonna be resolved with this as well. And I'm not saying that you're broke, I'm not saying that you don't have money, I'm not saying that you're constantly worrying about finances, but something was making you feel very, very negatively, and this in itself made you feel a little bit too overprotected over yourself, and maybe you became too kind of serious, and maybe you kind of like, because of all this worry that you had, this kind of caused a little blockage in your life where you didn't live your life the way you wanted to live your life, purely because you were constantly had some kind of worries about the financial situation at the back of your mind, that you didn't actually realize how much was this affecting you when it comes to like a stepping towards those things in life that you should step towards, regardless what is actually happening in your current situation. So this in itself is going to become absolutely obvious, and it's going to lead towards you like literally wanting to celebrate. This is brilliant because this in itself is bringing an important conclusion in your life, into your life, which is on another hand elevate you. It's going to make you feel really optimistic. At that moment in time you will want to like really kind of connect and reconnect with the really kind of specific people in your life. But let me tell you something, when it comes to you reconnecting with specific people in your life, that's how you're going to feel. Oh my God, I want to celebrate, I want to let him know, I want to let her know. And the very first person who is on your mind that you want to kind of like let this know, that particular very first person in your mind is going to be someone very special. The very first person in your mind, it's going to be somebody who you don't see on a daily basis, but somebody who you really look up to, somebody who you love, and somebody who you talk to every now and then, and somebody who you think about every now and then. But this person is a very special person in your life. So that particular person is going to be somebody on your mind. For example, if it's not going to be like, for example, your wife or your husband or immediate like person, you know what I mean, that you would think of, but someone else is going to be. Well, that particular person, this is a very sacred path that you are following at the same time, because that particular person who is the first person on your mind and who is not your immediate family member, oh my God, this is the part of your sacred spiritual journey. It's about you letting that person what's happening know, and you will see that that person is going to give you the specific information that you're going to find absolutely mind-blowing, that specific information is going to open your mind, and it's also at the same time going to help you realize how close you are, you know, to something really big. You know, there is a specific information that is going to be life-changing in so many different ways. On one hand, you will know how to speed up certain things, but then on another hand, it's almost like as if you are getting like a really important spiritual key, which is going to help you to unlock the door that were closed for absolutely way too long. What you're, you know what I mean? What basically at the same time, it's a lot about, you know, what you're going towards, it's so much better than what you're leaving behind. Just remember this. What you are going towards right now, my gorgeous Gemini, it's so much better than what you're actually leaving behind. So just remember this. And also another thing I was going to say to you, my gorgeous Gemini, that at the beginning of this week, you know, you are going to feel a little bit like kind of defensive and a little bit sad, just because something is not happening, something is not working out. But this is to do with a certain project, something that you've been working on for a while now, and it's not happening, it's not moving on, and you are kind of feel a little bit defensive about it, because someone in your life is going to mention this to you, and then you're going to be like, oh, don't speak to me like that, I don't even want to talk about it. You know, it's people who we feel comfortable about around, you know, it's like a family member or someone who you really well, who you know really well, you know, they are extremely brutally honest with you, pointing something out, but then again, you're extremely brutally honest with them by responding in a specific way. Do you know what I mean? But that doesn't matter. It's more about what is actually going to come out of it. That person is going to tell you something. It's to do with a certain family member or certain person in your life, like an old friend, for example. They're going to point this out to you, but it's not about them winding you up. Instantly, you're going to feel really kind of defensive, but then at the same time, they are going to tell you something. They are going to give you the specific information. They're going to be very honest with you on one hand, but they are going to give you like a really specific information, although it's like more like some kind of a secret that you're actually going to become aware of. So it's to do with someone in your life who's very experienced with things that you are doing, that you're working on, and this is why you're going to feel so wound up, because this is someone really successful who's experienced, who's been experienced before, or still experienced, so experienced with something that you're kind of working on. So, but it's more about them telling you some kind of a secret, which this is going to blow you away, but you're absolutely going to love it. It's almost as if you're going to become aware of like some kind of a secret little formula here, how to become successful. This is going to blow you away, and you're going to find out something so unusual about someone in your life who you thought that you knew everything about them, but my God, they are going to surprise you like a big mama. They're going to surprise you like there is no tomorrow. And I like it, because it's all coming from the person being completely emotionally connected to you, but it's also coming from the person who you just had so many kind of maybe little misunderstanding with over the last like couple of years, I suppose. You know what I mean? So this is going to be really good and a genuine situation. It's going to help you to open yourself so much, you know, and emotionally and emotively, you know, this is going to be really good, because it's also going to bring back the necessary balance in between you and somebody else. And it was a bit clicky for a while. Do you know what I mean? Clicky, I don't even know if you can use that word, but you know, I just come up with my own words, you know, for the specific situations that work out really well. So, you know, it wasn't clicking, you know, really well in between you two. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't clicking the way it was meant to click. So, you know, so this is something I wanted to say, my gorgeous Gemini. And also at the same time, you know, Oh God, you know, the first part of this week, suddenly there are going to be few different situations where you are going to be like just out of the blue thinking about certain aspects of your life, like from a long time ago, from your childhood, and like where on earth is that coming from, where it's important for you to kind of register this. So suddenly there are going to be few different situations where you're going to be thinking about your childhood and things that have gone. And then at the same time, you know, it's not about that, but it's about you realizing why is this actually happening right now, because through you and by you embracing your inner child, that in itself it's going to answer a really big question to you. Why you kind of thinking about things in your life like in such a way, oh, things used to be like that, I used to be happy, I used to do this, I used to do that. No, baby, no. You can do everything you want to do, my gorgeous Gemini. This is important. This is bringing you an insight in a specific situation to deal with it, how you would deal that some problem, some big problem, how to deal with it in a way like you would deal when you with it, like if you were like really careless when you're really child. So this is important because it's going to help you to, you know, it's going to bring you an insight how to deal with something really specific in your life. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Gemini, it's like, oh my God, you're gonna see something, my gorgeous Gemini, completely out of the blue, and you're gonna come across something like at around the midweek, completely unplanned and out of the blue, and you will be watching someone, a couple of people maybe, and there is something that you will see, and this is going to help you to connect with yourself. You will be able to connect to what they're talking about, what they're doing, to the point where you're going to realize something very special about yourself, to the point where you are going to be inspired by something so much that you're not going to be able to stop thinking about it whatsoever. Your spirit is going to be rising, but at the same time, just by you thinking about it, trusting in the actual power of manifestation, because you are already giving birth to something. So now you just know this beforehand. This is going to be such an important stage of your life. I can tell you for sure and for certain that a certain very specific and annoying, very dark cycle is coming to an end right at around the midweek. When the certain cycle comes to an end, whether it's a dark or whatever, you know, the new cycle is about to start, and this is the part of your new cycle. So you go with this flow, you go with this vibration. You need to understand that you're already giving a birth to something very special, very specific, but that in itself is going to require from you to still kind of finish something else, something specific before you take this on. But it's important to take this like on, like almost immediately. I really hope that makes sense. And at the same time, you know, my gorgeous Gemini, what else I was going to say, that there is something that you were worried about, that you're going to be worrying about so much, something that was making you feel so depressed for over the last 10 months, quite a lot. There is something that was making you feel really depressed, and now the reason why I'm mentioning this, it's almost as if that is just going to almost immediately pull you down. You're not going to do that type of thing, and then you need to snap out of it, because at the same time you're going to hear some news on the outside, nothing to do with your life, personal life, but it's the news that you're going to hear on the outside. And what you're going to hear, you're going to find mind-blowing. It's not about like you not believing what you're going to hear, but you're going to become aware of, again, some kind of ludicrous things that are only going to confirm what you already knew. And when you become aware of that on the outside, you're going to be like, you know what, like I'm just going to absolutely going to go for it, because you are going to become active, you know, and awake to some kind of even more of the unknown dangers on the outside. And that in itself, it's pretty much so going to make you think that there is some kind of a devil or a devilish energy going on, which is even most importantly going to make you even more kind of like, it's going to elevate you towards like you paying attention to this inspiration. And this is all going to remind you, because this is all going to remind you on things that you have been through over the last couple of years that were holding you down for way too long, and they were preventing you to do things, and you're going to be reminded of the depression, maybe a little bit, that you've been through every now and then, which is not completely natural. To be depressed sometimes is completely natural. Do you know what I mean? We are all human, yeah? So this is like, you're just going to be reminded of what you've been through, and then this is going to help you so much to snap out of it when it comes to, oh my God, I'm not ready, I don't know about this, I don't know about that. You see what I mean? So this is important. And even more so, as somebody really consistent in your life, just a couple of days after that moment in time, somebody very consistent in your life, somebody who gives you news every now and then, somebody who lets you know about things every now and then, somebody who makes you aware of things every now and then. It's also kind of going to give you a really important news, especially when it comes to you knowing that now it's the right time to invest in specific things when it comes to you. But that in itself, it's also on another hand gonna like really gonna make you think like, oh my God, now it's time to kind of like learn kind of new things. You know, you're gonna have this desire to learn new things, and you're gonna find yourself like kind of like being really interested, you know, in things like that you were interested before, but now this is going to be highlighted, and you're going to be asking yourself, why didn't you do anything about it before? It doesn't matter, my gorgeous Gemini. You know, better later than ever. It wasn't the right time, so now karmically, you know, so much of a negative energy is about to shift, so you are naturally going to be able to see things clearly, like beautiful indeed. And also when it comes to the midweek, my gorgeous Gemini, you are literally going to have such a beautiful new emotional experience. Just remember this. At around the midweek, you are going to have a beautiful new emotional experience, and that in itself is going to kind of really start the process and the progress of awakening of your own psychic abilities, because that beautiful new emotional experience that you're actually going to have, you either dream about, or you either thought about, or you either going to have a huge deja vu moment. Big deja vu mama is stepping in, baby. So you see, it's like, this is like, oh my God, it's not about like this moment as such, but it's about your psychic ability and your intuition. You will know that you've kind of seen this before. You will know that this situation is very, very familiar, and that in itself, it's going to make you aware of how special you are, how different you are, and you are going to understand the essence of your own power, which is about to go on the whole next level, which you're going to absolutely love. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Gemini, it's the basically, you know, like, wow, what a week. It looks like a lot of like kind of bad and negative is actually going to come to an end. Oh my God, you've been worrying so much. Bless your heart. There was so much in your mind. You've been worrying so much. It's not only about like maybe things that are to do with you, but it's a lot about like your planning was affected, your future was affected. Maybe people in your life were affected a little bit because you were worrying about certain things that were like kind of preventing you to move on as quick as you wanted to. So there is another like kind of tower that happened in your life. Tower, really bad situation, really horrible situation, something quite bad that happened to you within the last year. I know it's like, oh God, within the last year, but something affected you. You know, this tower, this bad situation that happened to you affected you, and it affected the people within your immediate environment, like family members and maybe like your best friends and things like that. You know what I mean? It's like so much was affected, and also perhaps you weren't even spending time with people who you should be spending time with, because you were like kind of maybe in like a bit of a longer hermit mode at times that would take you away from the people that you should have been surrounded by or surrounded with, which it doesn't matter. This is all again absolutely normal. But the bottom line is that the nasty tower situation that happened in your life, like really, it's like, you know, something affected you, and what was affecting you just came to an end, and you will know when this is going to happen, because you are going to have a little bit of a hermit mode right at the end of the week. Within the 21st and the 22nd of January 2023, you are going to have this hermit moment, and then you're going to realize that this tower situation came to an end. Something came to an end, something that was still affecting you, something very specific that came out of it, that was still dragging for a while, while, and now that came to an end, but it's only going to come to the surface to you like, oh my God, I can't believe this is actually came to an end. I think I can move on. Do you know what I mean? This is how it's going to come to you through this hermit mode. And then again, somebody, you are going to kind of like, now when you realize this, you are again going to be able to use a really wonderful, gorgeous person in your life. Again, you see how people are going to be playing an important role this week for you, my gorgeous Gemini. It means that the people in your life really love you. They really look up to you. You mean to them so much, but they also mean to you so much as well, because that's why I'm keep on seeing the specific people keep on repeating in your life. You mean to them a lot and they mean to you as well, which is beautiful, I like it. I feel a very powerful vibration. You are going to be reminded of somebody very special in your life, somebody quite successful in your life almost immediately. And now, because when that tower comes to an end, you will know that, oh my God, you're going to be able like to carry on with something very specific, something very special to you. And that in itself is going to put you, oh my God, what should I do? And then suddenly you're going to be reminded of that particular person in your life. What would that person do right now? And then you're going to realize that there is something that you need to investigate. There is something that you need to explore. There is something that you need to find out about a little bit further. And that's exactly what you're going to do. There is something very specific now after this moment in time going to be on your mind. This is what this energy is going to do once it shifts itself. And what is going to be on your mind, like you want to find out something, investigate something, look into something, you know. And once you do this, like, your life is never going to be the same again, you know, in the best possible way, because you are going to have a little mini adventure. You are going to realize you're going to tap into some kind of dimension, and you're going to feel something, you're going to sense something that you're going to find extremely beneficial. And that in itself, it's going to change your life forever. That in itself, it's going to start paving the way. That in itself, it's going to make you aware of like all those things in your life that have been making you unhappy for way too long, which is now you will want to move away from. You are going to find yourself yet again on a gorgeous spiritual quest where you will want more out of life, but at the same time you are going to need to accept something it's not kind of working out, for something is not going to work out as well. It's just to do with a certain like kind of project, but it doesn't really matter, because there are so many projects that are going to work really well, but there is a one specific one that you're going to need to accept. Like, the sooner you accept like it's not going to work out, the quicker you're going to be able to move on. And this particular project is also connected to the people that you don't like, the negative people, the people with the low vibration. And that particular project that came to an end, it's also something that was almost like was making you to fight yourself with yourself type of thing. Do you know what I mean? Gemini, you can do this well, because there are two of you. It's like two of Gemini's fighting because of this. So it's just the sooner you accept something like it's not going to work out here, and you will know what this is, trust me, the quicker you're going to be able to move on. But the bottom line is that you are, when you become aware of the fact that you want to kind of like change your life and move on from certain things at the end of the week, you know, you just need to be as clear, as direct as absolutely possible. And also at the end of the week, you are going to be talking to somebody very close to you, whether this is your partner, whether this is your family member, whether this is your best friend, one of these three, okay? You're going to be having a very important conversation with someone, and that person is like going to answer your question. You're going to talk about something completely different, and then it's all going to boil down suddenly to the challenge that you are having, and it's all going to kind of be all about the challenge that you're going to be facing, that you're facing, and that person is going to tell you exactly kind of what to do. They're going to suggest something, and then you're going to realize, oh my God, this is it. You're going to kind of become fully aware of something here, like a really great moment of enlightenment you are going to have, and that in itself, it's going to really literally give you another reason for celebration. So not only one, my gorgeous Gemini, but you're going to have two different reasons for celebrations this week again. Absolutely brilliant. And also, let me tell you one more thing, my gorgeous Gemini, when it comes to the end of this week, especially when it comes to the 21st and the 22nd of January, sorry, especially when it comes to the 21st and the 22nd of January. It's like a basically you need to understand that, you know, you are basically gonna have such an amazing moment of self-discovery, and this is going to be brilliant. But at the same time, when it comes to having this amazing moment of self-discovery, it always comes with something, some kind of a stepping stone, and your stepping stone, it's going to come in a form of you kind of like realizing as well a whole new area of study. Okay, so this is something that it's going to be sacred, and this is something that you need to pay attention to. So now, my gorgeous Geminini, I'm just going to shuffle these tarot cards. Okay, and I'm going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week. Okay, my gorgeous Geminini, so what is going to be a tarot card of the week? Your tarot card of the week is going to be, ooh la la, you are going to be facing a very, very difficult choice. And when it comes to facing that difficult choice, you just have to be completely honest with yourself. You need to be honest with yourself. This is very, very important in this stage in your life indeed. And when you're facing that difficult choice, also, when you're facing the difficult choice, you see this, you've got the Hanged Man as well. When you're facing the difficult choice, something very strange and very unusual is going to happen, which is completely going to surprise you. The difficult choice that you're going to be making, that you're going to be facing, it's not a difficult choice that you came across for the first time in your life. This difficult choice was on your mind for quite a while now. But what is going to be different this week is now suddenly you're going to be facing that same difficult choice. And what is really going to surprise you, how you're going to feel about it in a completely different way. And especially when it comes to the actual 17th, 18th and the 19th of January. 17th, 18th and 19th of January, and then again on the 21st and 22nd of January. You see, this will be also highlighted, this very difficult choice. And each time when you think about that difficult choice, you are really going to surprise yourself so much. And the reason why is it's something that was making you feel so negative, so scared and so worried. So now you are gonna see it in a completely different light. And this is why you have this gorgeous the Hanged Man here, because you're gonna be able to see that difficult choice from a completely different angle, from a completely different perspective. Now that difficult choice, it's gonna become something very, very delicious. Now you will know exactly what to do. You will know exactly which decision to make. And it's also the decision, it's going to be all about you knowing exactly which readjustment do you need to make and which sacrifice do you need to make. But this is going to make you feel extremely happy and extremely optimistic. And normally you would be like, oh no baby, no. But now, not only that you're going to see this in a completely different light, you will know exactly what to do. And you know what, on top of that, you are gonna absolutely love it, because you will know what you didn't know before. And this is where the fun is about to begin. Okay, my gorgeous Geminini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.